Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the timing of laid off or the job loss. This is based on Vedic Jyotish and uh, here means we are not studying any Vimshatri Dashas or Antardashas. So based on the combinations in a birth chart will suggest that when the person can lose his job or maybe he will be laid off from the job. So hope of this presentation is that first of all we'll discuss two yogas which will show later for the job loss. Then if the person wants to resign from his job, then what is the yoga, and then laid off by the employer. And there are five examples which will give you enough information about the yogas from the resigning of job and laid off by the employer. And towards the end we will study the combination for all ascendants. And so basically we will start off with those yoga. So important point to consider: yoga between 10th lord with 8th house lord in 6th, 8th and 12th house. And if these yoga are in association with the same 7th house lord, could result into laid off. So I will give you one example. Suppose if you are Aries ascendant and Shani is the lord of 10th and 11th, is associated with the Ketu or Mars. Now we will omit Mars because the Mars is the Lagna lord. So if the Saturn is in conjunction with Ketu along with Venus, so there is a strong chance if you find this combination in 6, 8 or 12, so person can lose his job or means that he will be laid off from his job. Then the other combination is that whenever there is a yoga between second and seventh lord with the eighth house lord, by conjunction or mutual aspect can result into job loss or laid off. Now here just I will give you another example. Now we covered that Aries ascendant. Now we'll cover the Libra ascendant. If for the Libra ascendant, if Venus is the ascendant lord placed in the eighth house along now see the ascendant lord goes into eighth house, and if it's in conjunction with the second and seventh or lord Mars in the eighth house can result into job loss. And even the third third yoga is the conjunction of sixth lord with the seventh lord, or mutual aspect between these two lords could result into job loss. Now, the other example is that if the first house lord in conjunction with the eight, like what we covered earlier for Libra ascendant, if the first house lord is in conjunction with the eighth and tenth lord, could indicate person will resign from the job. So now, if we consider Libra ascendant, if the Venus is in association with the moon in the moon, so like suppose now here it's a bit tricky. So first house lord and 10th house lord could give you Raj Yoga as well. So now we will consider the other yogas, like for Cancer ascendant, the moon is in conjunction uh, with Saturn or Mars, could result into the person will resign from the job. Means both three planets are together or aspecting each other, could result into the person will lose his job, or maybe he will resign, and maybe he will consult with his employer and then he will resign. He will give valid reasons for resignation, and then will so these are the four combinations you will see whenever you are losing your job, or you will be laid off from your job. So those four combinations are always find out the combination between 10th house lord and 8th house lord. If both lords are involved with the 7th house lord, then sure it will be a laid off. And then if you see the other combination, if you see whenever this second and 7th house lord is in conjunction with 8th house lord, then again it could be a laid off. And the third combination is the whenever there is a conjunction between 6th and 7th house lord, and maybe both. are in mutual aspect, then person can lose a job. For resigning, the ascendant lord will will aspect the UT of 8th and 10th lord, then person could resign from his job. These are the combinations. So I will give you some examples. Now this is the one example chart laid off. Now here this is the Scorpio ascendant, and 10th Lord Sun is in association with the Mercury in the 8th house along with Venus. So now here the Venus is involved. So the person doesn't want to quit his job, but as employer is keen to fire him. So you can see the role of Venus in the 8th house along with 10th and 8th house Lord. So the person lost his job. So I gave you the clear example. Whenever you find these combinations in a annual chart or a monthly chart, you means you can just predict job loss in on the card. An example is that again this is a Scorpio Sun, and you can see the similar combination Mercury, Sun, and Venus, all three planets together in the 12th house. Now the beauty of this Mercury, Sun, and Venus, those are always almost together, or just maybe two planets are slight ahead or behind of Sun. So you will find this combination every now and then. Third combination, third third chart is here. You can see this is a Capricorn ascendant, and seventh house Lord Moon is placed in the 8th house and is getting aspect from the 8th house Lord Sun, which is in the second house. So here is 8 and 2 combination could result in the loss of income as well. So this is a simple example, and similar type of example you will see in the example chart. Now, the earlier during the first slide, I gave you this example. First house lord is placed in the 8th house, means the person want transformation, so person will quit his job because he's uh, keen to quit his job. Why? Because even the seventh house lord is placed in the 8th house. So maybe he has an interest to start his own business or to start his own enterprises. That's why. But here means even the seventh lord was involved, and here you can see that Mercury and Jupiter is also placed in the 8th house. So this is another combination. Sixth lord placed in the 8th house. Transformation related to employment. So this, you can predict means wherever the ascendant lord is placed. Based on that, you can judge what is the objective of ascendant lord during this year or during this month. You can predict the result. So this is example chart 5. Here you can see this is a Cancer ascendant, and Shani is placed in the third house, which is the lord of seventh and eighth, placed in the third house along with second house lord Sun. So this is a clear-cut combination where you will see that seventh and eighth placed in the third, and even the second lord placed in the third. This combination, like whenever second lord placed in the third, or the eighth lord placed in the third, this is combination shows that means the end of something. So this is a clear example that the person just lost his job. He was laid off because his position was not required in future. So he had to resign from his job because the employer asked him to resign, but in return, the employer gave him 3 months salary as well. So sometimes means it's like a curse to lose your job, but sometimes you get benefit and you get compensation as well for loss of your income. The person got 3 months salary, and within next 2 months he got his own job with a hike as well. So these are the 5 examples, and this I will briefly explain these combinations, these triple combinations for all ascendant. Now this will start off from the Aries ascendant. Now if you are Aries ascendant and your Saturn, the 10th house lord, is in association with the Ketu, then there is a chance that means there is a chance during its Mahadasha or Antardasha, right? You will lose your job. So Saturn's association with the Ketu is It's like a Ketu is like a scissor, means it will cut whatever you are doing. Means like means you will finish your job or you will resign from your job. There is a chance that uh, you will be laid off as well. If the first house lord is involved in this combination, then you will resign. If the seventh house lord is involved, like Venus, your employer will force you to resign. And now we'll switch to a Taurus ascendant. For Taurus ascendant, 10th house lord again it's a Saturn. Or if you want to consider the co-lord of the Aquarius is the Rahu. If the Saturn or Rahu is placed in the 8th house along with Jupiter, or if the Rahu aspects Saturn, or Rahu is in association with a Jupiter or a Saturn, then person will lose his job. So means again you'll have to check whether the ascendant is involved or the seventh house lord involved. So if the seventh house lord is involved, like a Mars is involved, then your employer will push you to resign, or your spouse will be the reason to force you to resign from your job. Now, now the Mercury, the Gemini sign. Now for Gemini sign, Gemini and Sagittarius sign. Now these two signs will do it together. Gemini sign Jupiter is the lord of 10th and 7th. If Jupiter is placed in the 8th house, is a strong combination that your employer will force you to resign from a job. Similarly, for Sagittarius also, Mercury is a 7th house lord and a 10th house lord. Placed in the Cancer, then again the person will lose his job. So 7th and 10th means the employer's interest is to fire you. He will push you to resign from a job. So this two, the four ascendants we have covered. Now the Cancer ascendant. Cancer ascendant, the malefic planet is the Saturn. Now, if the Saturn is placed in the sixth house, like in Sagittarius, then person will lose his job. Like it's like eighth house lord, sixth house. There is strong indication that person will lose his job. Even that Saturn has any association with the Jupiter will result into end of job. For a Leo ascendant, if the Jupiter and Venus is in conjunction, then or the Venus is placed in the eighth house in Pisces, which will result in job loss. For a Virgo ascendant, if the Mars and Mercury is in a conjunction, definitely person will quit his job. So if the Jupiter is involved, then the person will have a consultation with his boss, and then with a mutual interest, the person will resign from his job. For Libra ascendant again, the combination of mm, now here for Libra ascendant, Moon is the 10th house lord, and Venus is a 8th house lord and ascendant lord. So if this combination is placed in the 6th and 8th and 12th, then person will lose or will quit his job. So Venus, like Venus is the 8th house lord plus Venus is ascendant lord for Libra as well. So whenever this combination you will see in the 6th and 12th, 8 and 12th, person will quit his job. For Scorpio Sun, we already covered that. Whenever you will see that there is a combination of Sun and Mercury in 8, 6, 12, along with the 7th house Lord, yes, person will will lose his job or the employer will fire him. If the Mars is involved, then Mars or Ketu is involved with Saturn, Sun and Mercury for Surya and Buddha, then person will resign from his job. So for Capricorn ascendant, now Capricorn ascendant, the Venus is the 10th house lord and Sun is the 8th house lord. If you see combinations, similar combinations, I will trigger that okay, the person will in his job, or you will see this combination whenever those Sun and Venus placed together in the 8th, 6th, or the 12th house lord, even in the second house also, which result into job loss. Now for Aquarius ascendant, now if there is a combination between Ketu and Mercury, this combination will take you. Means you won't. you because Ketu and Mercury is kind of mistake. Means if the Ketu is in conjunction with the Mercury, so you will have a desire to quit your job. And once you quit your job, then you will understand that it was a mistake. You shouldn't have quit your job. For Pisces ascendant, Venus is third and eighth house lord. If it's placed in the first house, then definitely a person will lose his job. There will be a sudden transformation. The person had to, where despite of Jupiter wherever is placed, but Venus is placed in the first, third, or eighth, will push person to resign from his job. I hope means this presentation will give you enough idea. Means you can check this combination in your main chart, Rashi chart, or in annual charts or the monthly chart. By looking at the three combinations, three or four combinations, you will understand you are about to lose your job or not. So this combination, because I know that when a person join his job, he always look for, because nobody likes to go to work. People want to become their own boss. If they is going for a or job, obviously they are looking for their end. When their job will end, when they will go for a picnic, when they will take a short break, when they will take a long break, where they want to go for a vacation. So always person when he will join his job, he will look for those breaks. So by looking at those combinations, you will identify uh, or you can predict when there is a job loss or when there is a layoff. Hope I have given enough explanation about these yogas. You can practice these combinations. Look those combinations in your chart, your friend's chart, and those who have lost their jobs. Check whether those combinations are working in their chart, and just comment on this video. And I hope if you like this video, then just press like, subscribe, and then share. Thank you.